Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, and Superman, issue number 23. This was nuts. Now, unfortunately, there were spoilers revealed for this in advance. Many of us, most of us, all of us, I don't know, a lot of us got to see in advance who the actual main bad guy here was, and it's a shame. And just heads up, it's Manchester Black, all right? Like, it's really sad that these spoilers got released. I really doubt DC did them. I don't know why they would, but it's a shame because it took away from the suspension of disbelief from this particular issue. I mean, this was a crazy issue because we get to see that more of these bugs start attacking. First off, Lois almost gets her hand crushed trying to fight against Farmer Brown down the street. Not Farmer Brown, but he's trying to crush her hand to get this device off of her, and she screams, and Superman, who's about to release Batman and Frankenstein monsters and all that crazy stuff that's locked up down there, he just, laser beam tunnels his way out, goes up and beats the holy hell out of the farmer, his next door neighbor. Now, Lois doesn't exactly have her hand crushed. She doesn't say anything like, x-ray vision, you got, a metacarpal broken or something. He doesn't say anything like that. So, and she does say that, he tried to crush my hand, but later on, after he goes and knocks this dude out, later on, while he's fighting off all these gigantic cockroaches, giant bats and stuff like that, a piece of metal flies out, and while Lois is there with her cell phone trying to record, her smartphone trying to record what's going on, a shard of metal slices clean through her right leg. Holy crap. I'm just like, I want to look at this and go, oh my God, I can't believe this just happened. I can't believe they're actually doing something like that. Like they just crippled Lois. Holy crap. So of course he goes by and he cauterizes the wound and everything like that. And then all these crazy things happen. And of course, somebody is holding John's head. John is watching all this on a multiple screens, and he's not allowed to turn away. His head is being held so he could watch all of this because it's for the betterment of him, the betterment of everybody. Because the guy holding him, it's Manchester Black. He's already had this conversation with Superman before. And Supes won't see the light, so their hope is in John now. Now their hope is in John, so that John can see exactly what the potential could happen if John doesn't kill, if John doesn't go that extra step where nobody else would, where Superman wouldn't. So bang, that would have been so great. Unfortunately, every single thing that I'm seeing, since I know that at the end is actually Manchester Black, it's just kind of lost for me because I'm thinking to myself, yeah, all this is just an illusion. This is all just played in John's head only, or everybody's head, or whatever. It's just an illusion. That's all that this is. None of this is real. Lois didn't have her leg chopped off. None of it. So it took a lot away. And if I didn't have the spoiler, I could have been thinking at the end, I wonder if, but nah, they released it, and that's a shame. That's a shame. And if we find out that DC did actually release it, like I'm sure it's out there who released it or whatever, but whoever did release it really should rethink like how incredible this story was so far, how believable it was, and now how I can't just believe anything anymore. But I'm not saying somebody should lose their job, lose their livelihood. I'm not suggesting that. It was a bad decision, If it wasn't DC who released it, it was just somebody else, somebody who worked there, somebody who got a hold of something. Whatever, man. Really, I hope that you're ashamed. I seriously hope that you're ashamed because, this really is a good story. I'm willing to give this story a B+. It was just so good. Man, they really took it to the next level. They cut off Lois's leg. I mean, I know in DC they usually have that thing where, it's all fun and games with someone lose an arm. Somebody eventually lose an arm. That's when you know things are real. Well, in this, she lost a leg instead, which is really different. You're thinking this girl is crippled from this point on, but nah. Plus, you also get to see over in the Action Comics that her leg is just fine, so you know that none of it's really real. And I guess that's the problem with not having a crossover story and just having individual stories like that. When the Superman Reborn thing was happening and you got to see New 52 and post-crisis Superman joined together, that was cool because you didn't know what was going to happen because it was crossing over between Action Comics and Superman. But this is just... you already know that everything's going to work out fine. Plus, it's Manchester Black, so none of it's real. And that's a real shame. It's a real shame. I'm hoping that somehow they can make it a serious psychological implication. And who better to do that with, right? Hey, you know what I'd actually like to see? Manchester Black versus blank. That would actually be kind of cool. Anyway, guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, class dismissed.